Hi everybody, I'm Steven. Welcome to my channel, EDT. So this is the first video that I'm doing for my channel. I just created this channel last night. This was an idea that I recently had. And this is actually my third YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel is about my personal life and my travels and my job of teaching English in overseas. I'm an American. I grew up in New Jersey, and I spent my 20s. I moved to Florida and spent my 20s in Florida. And then in my early 30s, I decided to change my life, and I left America for a year just to get away and to try something new. And I was teaching English for a year, and I loved it so much, I'm still doing it. So I'm still here. It's been 12 years now that I've been teaching English overseas. I went back to school. I got a master's degree in education, in teaching ESL, teaching English overseas. So my first channel is about my journey doing that. My second channel is a channel about earning money online. I found an opportunity. I started following this opportunity, and I'm reporting my results about earning money online with this system that I found. So that's very successful. That's my second channel. But this is my third channel, and this one is about my hobby and my passion of fragrances. So as you can see, the name sounds like eau de toilette or eau de parfum. And I called it eaudetreasure because I'll be talking about some fragrance treasures that I have found, that I've uncovered. And I just love fragrances. I love talking about fragrances. I love sampling, smelling fragrances, buying, selling, trading, reviewing, swapping, meeting my friends, and trading, talking about fragrances. So I'm making a channel about that, and I have a project that I'm going to be working on for several years in the future. Why not make a YouTube channel about this? Because it's interesting to me, and I hope that it's interesting to some people out there watching this video. So these videos are going to be very simple. I've been doing YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over a decade, and I don't like spending a lot of time editing videos and making professional looking videos like a lot of the other guys out there are doing, because I'm lazy and I'm busy doing so many different things. I'm not just a YouTuber. I do all kinds of things in my life. So I'm just going to make simple videos that I'm recording on my computer like now. I'm going to talk about fragrances. I'm going to talk about colognes and perfumes, whatever you want to call it. I'm not big on the meta language, on the terminology. Technically, there are eau de toilettes and eau de parfums and what else? Eau de colognes. I'm going to use all these terms. I'm going to call them fragrances. I'm going to call men's colognes and women's perfumes because that's what everybody else says. So don't get upset if I'm not using the terminology that you prefer. All right, when it comes to cologne, I'm not politically correct. We'll put it that way. So I'm going to talk about some of these treasures that I'm uncovering, and what does that mean? Well, I live in Japan, and as I said, I love fragrances. So I'm shopping and I'm looking around and I'm finding some amazing stuff here, because this culture, this country is so different than in Europe and in North America. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm finding that either doesn't exist anymore, it's rare, it's discontinued, maybe it's liked more here and it's not liked in other countries, whatever. So the market here is different than it is in my home country. So I'm finding stuff and I'm buying stuff. And later on in the future, I will sell this stuff in America when I move back to America someday. So I'm finding great stuff. I'm buying stuff here in Japan, and I'm wrapping it up and boxing it up. I'll transport it to America someday, and in the future, I'm going to sell it. But I have a lot of content that I can make YouTube videos about. So in the future, when I open these small boxes up, there's anywhere from 3 to 10 bottles of fragrances in these small boxes. And I think I have 300 of these things. I haven't been keeping count. 200, 300, 400, something like that. And it's growing and growing and growing. And I'm finding some amazing stuff here in Japan. Amazing stuff for those of you who are into this hobby of collecting fragrances. Frag heads or fragrance enthusiasts, whatever you want to call us. So here is one. So I made this video, this first video, I'm going to show you something that I recently uncovered, a treasure that I dug up, that I found. And here is one of them. Have you ever seen this before, and do you know what this is? All right. So this is Yves Saint Laurent Kouros. And this is a classic, legendary men's cologne. This is an eau de toilette, and this is just awesome stuff. Do you know what this smells like? This is one of those colognes that people either hate it or they love it. This is a love-hate cologne, even though it's legendary. A lot of people don't like it. I am in the love category. I love this stuff for everything about it. What does it smell like? It's hard to describe. It's 80s. It's definitely 80s. People say it's timeless, but I think this is a dated cologne. When you compare it to all the stuff that's popular now, you have all the Invictuses out there, Dior Homme, all this sweet stuff, and woody, and smoky and spicy stuff. This doesn't fit in those categories. I don't know what category you can put this in other than manly 80s classic perfume. It's got a million notes, and you can go online and read all the notes. I'm not going to run down all the notes or give a full review on this. But what is special about this is it's still in production now, actually, and this came out in 1981 was when this was new. And Yves Saint Laurent is a major designer, and when this came out, there was a big launch. There was a lot of advertising materials about this. I mean, this thing is so highly regarded. I've heard it said that this is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of men's perfume. This is just a manly perfume. And it was a big deal when it came out, and it might not be a big deal anymore, but for the older generation, guys like me, I'm 45, by the way. I'm not even that old. When this came out, I was just 5 years old. Excuse me. So why is this interesting? Well, over the years, supposedly, this has been changed. The formula has been changed, and the scent, the smell, is different. Every decade, it seems to get watered down. Now, I don't even know what a new one smells like from the 2000s or the 2010s. And this is 2022, so I have not smelled a recent batch of this. But I'm very intrigued with the ones from the 80s and the 90s. So whenever I see this pop up on the places where I shop for fragrances, I snatch it up if the price is right and if the condition is right. So if it's all beat to shit, then I won't buy it, because you never know what you're getting with these old colognes. You never know if the scent is like it was when it was new. Of course it's not the same as it was when it was new, even if it's sealed in a box. Over time, the compounds, the chemicals, the notes, it breaks down, right? Some of the top notes are not the same, but it's as good as it gets. As long as it's kept indoors in an air-conditioned environment, if it's not sitting outside in the heat or in the sunlight, you hope it's not. You can't tell on old vintage bottles. If it's sealed in the box, at least you know that it hasn't been in sunlight, but you don't know if it's been sitting inside a non-air conditioned environment, apartment or house, where it's gotten hot. Last week, it was so hot outside, and I had my air conditioning on inside, but without air conditioning, I was sweating like a pig. And if cologne is sitting in that environment for 40 years, it's not gonna be the same as it was when it was new. So what about this particular bottle? So I did some research online about old perfumes, and there is an amazing website if you're into this stuff. It's called Raiders of the Lost Scent. You can look it up, or maybe I'll put a link down below to this website. And this website is so educational if you're actually looking for classic vintage fragrances from major designer brands like Yves Saint Laurent. There's 2 blogs about Kouros, and I got all into that and I read that thing. And it really makes you feel like you're on a treasure hunt. And I learned a lot about just this hobby. Well, I don't know about this hobby, just about this industry and these fragrances. And it improved the hobby for me because I know more about it and I know what to look for. I can identify what year a lot of these classic designer fragrances, when they were made, just by from that blog, and when I see them online, just from clues on the box and on the bottles, I know when they came out. So for example, one of the things you look for is a batch code. All right, so I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the quality of my camera is good enough. I'll try to hold this up so you can see it in the light here. There is the batch code on this bottle. And the batch code is 010X1. Let me see if I can hold it steady here. 010X1. And what are some other clues about this? Well, the original one had Kouros in the middle. And this one is raised up to this level. This is a 100 ml bottle. This is a spray bottle. I was eating something before this video. Now that I'm talking a lot, my throat is all messed up. So forgive me. I don't know if I'm going to edit out these coughs, so you have to just deal with it. The YSL logo on this is embossed, means it's sticking out. It's not carved in. The earlier ones were carved in. This one is sticking out. There's a splash bottle where this twists off and there's no sprayer here. It's just this twists off. And it's a hole here for splash. This is the spray bottle, so this doesn't twist off. This has a silver, they call this the silver shoulders. And the past 10 years, it's gone. It's just white plastic now, what's here. And when you look at the bottom, you can see here, let me put this here so you can see it clearly. That's my light there. It says distributed New York, New York, with the address, zip code and address, Yves Saint Laurent Parfums Corp, 100 ml, 3.3 fluid ounces, Paris, 80% alcohol volume, made in France. All right. So another clue here is the Parfums Corp. So this was produced between 1986 and 1993. Before that, there was no Parfums Corp. So that is one clue. And the batch code tells you, the 0 tells you that this is made in 1990. So this is a 1990 bottle of Kouros. And it smells fantastic. It smells great. I have a few more bottles that are from the 80s. Some of them are even earlier than this. And if you find the video sometime in the future, I will feature that and I'll show that those bottles in another video. But this is just my first video and I want to show you the kind of stuff that I'll be doing on this channel. So it smells fantastic, smells great. What does it smell? I wish I can describe what it smells like. Some people that hate this say it smells like a men's urinal or a men's urinal cake. Doesn't smell like piss, but it has that cleaner smell that you might smell in a freshly cleaned men's bathroom or men's toilet. And does it smell like that? And I'll admit, yeah, it kind of does, but I love it. I love that smell. It's so much more than that, but that's what a critic might say this smells like. I don't know what else to say. If you don't know what this smells like, if you want to get a new bottle of it, you probably can. If you find a vintage, if you find someone that has it, gotta try it. You gotta know what Kouros smells like. You know, this was the Creed Aventus of 30 years ago, you know. If you don't know what Creed Aventus is, then I don't know what to say. You get a clue. All right. What else about this? Okay, so when I saw this for sale, I bought it. It took me about 30 seconds or 1 minute to pull the trigger on this one. It came up for sale about 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes before it was posted, and then I saw it 5 or 10 minutes later. I looked at it. I knew it was vintage because of what it looked like here. Kouros, eau de toilette, vaporisateur, natural spray. Hope I'm not destroying the pronunciation there. I saw this, and I can't remember if I saw the bottom of it. Maybe not. All I saw was this. And the description said, of course, Kouros, and they pulled the notes off of the website, listed some of the notes. And it said, I'm not sure, the seller said, I'm not sure how much is inside. I think there's about half left. So I thought to myself, I hope it's 50 or at least 40 ml for the price I'm paying. And I pulled the trigger. How much did I pay for this? I'm not going to tell you exactly. I want to keep that confidential, but let's just say it was under 25 bucks. I pulled the trigger on it. And to me, it's exciting to see what's coming. And I had my expectations low, so I wouldn't be really disappointed if it came back and there was 20 ml left in this. And this is from like 1998 or 2004 or something. So when I got it, I did all the research. As I said, I looked at all the things and I determined it's 1990, which is awesome. And when I looked about how much, when I looked to see how much was in it, you can't really tell. You need a trick, and here's a trick. You can get a flashlight. Get a flashlight, and I put the flashlight behind the bottle, and look at that. Can you see this? This sucker is almost full. This sucker is almost unused. I mean, this thing is like at least 95 ml is left inside this bottle. So I snagged, I found, I dug up, I uncovered this treasure, an almost nearly full 1990 Kouros 100 ml bottle for under 25 bucks. This is a treasure, and this is an example of the treasures I'm going to be talking about and showing you on my YouTube channel. So at this time in my life, I'm in the buying stage, I'm in the collecting, I'm in the gathering stage. And I'm finding things like this, and I'm snagging them, and I'm wrapping them up and putting them in a box to be uncovered 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 years down the road. And I'm going to sell them off eventually. You know, they don't last forever, although this is one that other YouTubers have said that keeps its scent. It keeps the same smell for a long time. I've heard other guys say that they've uncovered their father's bottle from 30 years ago and it still smells great. And I tested this one. This one smells good too. And it's strong as hell, I forgot to mention. This is one that when you give yourself a good spray on your skin, it's still there the next day or 24 hours later even. You can still detect it on your skin. I'm afraid to spray this on my clothes. I don't think it'll ever come off unless I scrub this thing in the wash with some detergent. But I'm glad I found this, and yeah, just wanted to show that to you for my first video. I'm showing you a treasure, Yves Saint Laurent Kouros. Just an awesome find, and that's not even the best find. There's some other stuff that I found that to me is just amazing. Maybe it's amazing to you. I hope it is. If you found this channel, if you're watching my videos, then you're interested in fragrances. I'll talk about my fragrance journey. I'll talk about how I got into this hobby in another video, but I think that's enough for now for my first video. Thanks for watching. Come back to the channel, see what I have. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell. That will give you notifications whenever I post an update video on the channel. Leave a comment down below. Be nice. And click the thumbs up button. I love to see the engagement with my channel. Thanks a lot for coming, and I'll see you in the next video.